Chapter 1. Everyone can be productive, but not everyone will know how to be. Every day there is a task to accomplish, and there are many ways to do it. The distance between any given task and success is the choice you make. Our choices are an important part of life, and these choices make or mar our productivity. Productivity is not the same every day. It's best to appreciate your daily efforts. You may wonder, what is the solution? How can normal people be successful? Is success for only a fraction of the population? Well, you need not search too far for the answers to these questions. This summary explores the 8 secrets: motivation, teams, focus, goal setting, managing others, decision-making, innovation, and absorbing data that seem most important in expanding productivity. Connecting these secrets is a powerful underlying principle. Productivity isn't about working more. It's not a product of spending longer hours at your desk or making bigger sacrifices. Productivity is about making certain choices in certain ways. This tidbit is about how to recognize the choices that fuel true productivity, how to become smarter, faster, and better at everything you do. If you continue through the following chapters, you will find out how Charles Duhigg, Pulitzer Prize-winner, answers all the questions you might have in more ways than one. The way you choose to see yourself and frame daily decisions, the sense of community you build among teammates, the creative cultures you establish as a leader. These are the things that separate the merely busy from the genuinely productive. Charles Duhigg. Chapter 2. If you want to be productive in life and business, you need to stay motivated. In the past, most workers reported to a boss. Now, a lot of people are self-employed or do other jobs that don't require them to answer to a superior authority in a complex setting. This means that fewer bosses are breathing down your neck while you work, which leaves you to decide how to allocate your time and energy. It's up to you to determine the goals you want to achieve for a set period and the decisions you will have to make to achieve them. Motivation is activated by making choices that demonstrate to yourself that you are in control. Motivation is not a gift you are born with. It is a skill that improves with use. The more you practice, the better motivated you will be for future situations. You can enhance your motivation by following these steps. Make choices that put you in control. You need control to self-motivate. When you believe you are in control of a situation, you tend to work harder to achieve more. Make meaningful decisions. Ask yourself why a decision is important to you and why you should make it. This proves again that you are in control of your life and make your decisions worth taking. When you don't improve on your level of motivation by taking these 2 steps, you're at the risk of emotional numbness, the absence of motivation. Always reward yourself for making decisions, however those decisions turn out, which tends to boost how you feel about yourself and the situation. An internal locus of control emerges when you develop a mental habit of transforming chores into meaningful choices, when you assert that you have authority over your life. Charles Duhigg. Chapter 3. Teamwork will only make the dream work if everyone feels safe enough to contribute. Researchers from Yale, Harvard, Berkeley, and the University of Oregon have indicated that norms, traditions, behavior, standards, and rules determine how you feel in a team. Coordinating a team is easy when good norms exist. For any team to be successful, it is important that everyone feels some level of psychological safety. This is the feeling of trust that exists within a team. This means that everyone is comfortable enough to express their opinions and still be united with the team. You know you have a good team if everyone can take risks, be honest, and be themselves without fear. Members of a good team usually speak in the same proportion and understand each other's financial expressions and emotions. Each team member is special, and it is what they can do together that counts, not what they can individually achieve. This is the essence of a team, solving a problem together. It is important for teammates to be open with each other and to feel like they can speak up if something's wrong. Teams need the following to be successful: the belief that work is important, the feeling that their work is meaningful, clear goals and defined roles, psychological safety. If you ever find yourself as the team leader, ensure you set the right examples for your team members by taking the lead and doing the right things. This is what will inform whatever decisions they make for the team. Did you know? According to McKinsey Global Institute, productivity increases by 20 to 25% in companies with connected employees. Chapter 4. You cannot afford to lose focus if you want to be productive. Many times you are faced with an emergency, and suddenly it's like your brain is in the spotlight, and you get confused. The first instinct is to concentrate on the most obvious stimuli, even though it might not be the right thing to do. This is when a lot of mistakes happen. This is the concept of cognitive tunneling. Cognitive tunneling will have you focused on what is before you, cutting off the other more important things that you need to do. To become genuinely productive, you must take control of your attention, build mental models that put you firmly in charge. It is necessary for you to create a picture in your mind of what you expect to see daily. Constantly envision what will happen from start to finish every day in the form of stories or mental pictures, so that whenever cognitive tunneling occurs, it won't overpower you. Every employer wants someone who can manage a difficult situation, and your ability to tell yourself stories as life happens to you ensures you are never caught off guard and you're always productive. If you want to achieve more, think ahead, create the vision in your mind, and you will never be unprepared for a task. If you want to be better at paying attention to what matters, get into the habit of telling yourself stories. Charles Duhigg. Chapter 5. Your goals are capable of helping you succeed, but they can also lead to failure. There's a good feeling that comes with having the solution to a problem, confidently judging an important issue, or making the right decisions in good time. This is termed cognitive closure and is an important attribute if you crave success. However, it can be detrimental to you in large doses because it keeps you focused on the big goals that you miss the other details that should count too. Since the 1980s, the ideal goals have been SMART. S, specific. Your goals should be clearly defined and unambiguous. M, measurable. It is crucial to have quantifiable goals so that you can track your progress and be motivated as you get closer to achieving your goals. A, achievable. Your goal must be attainable and possible to achieve. R, realistic. Your goal must be relevant to your purpose. T, timeline. Your goal should have a target date. You need to have a deadline to focus on and something to work toward. While this is a good template for a goal, it is not altogether perfect. A lot of the time, more time is spent making sure a goal fits into the requirements of the SMART goal, while spending less time making sure the goal is worth pursuing. There is also the problem of choosing only easy tasks and the obsession with finishing projects while relegating priorities to the background. This is a wrong thing to do if you want to be productive. If you think small, you'll achieve small things. You need to shake yourself out of focus on the short-term objectives and plunge yourself into a zone that has no limits and combines rapid growth with the freedom to think big. Bigger thoughts result in stretch goals, seemingly hard-to-reach objectives that can spur productivity. A stretch goal can be scary because, at first thought, it seems impossible, but with a change in mindset and more hard work, it is achievable. On the other hand, a stretch goal can also dampen your spirits and make you feel terrified if you don't pair it with a SMART system. So, the secret is to dream big but smart. Break stretch goals into smaller units that you can easily measure and note progress. Merely writing down grand aspirations doesn't guarantee you will achieve them. You still need to work hard. Chapter 6. Everyone wants to feel needed. You need to make people feel safe to win their loyalty. People always want to be associated with a team that cares about them, where they feel included. Whenever you have to manage a group of people, always remember this. It is human nature to crave safety or assurance that it at least exists. Research done by Stanford professors in 1994 showed 4 different workplace cultures. Star culture. This model had the best of talents, spent lavishly, and had expensive tastes. Engineering culture. There were no stars, just people who solved difficult problems all the time. Bureaucratic culture. They had everything spelled out, followed rules and rituals. Autocratic culture. The CEO was always in charge, and employees did everything based on his command. Commitment culture. This culture believed in the culture, valued employees, and had a better relationship. A good culture doesn't guarantee that an idea will bear fruit, but it's the best bet for making sure the right conditions are in place when a great idea comes along. The commitment culture had the highest success rate because the level of trust among employees, managers, and customers influenced how dedicated they were to solving problems. Also, since the commitment culture, companies focused on the lifelong plans that were beneficial to the employees. There were hardly any layoffs. This made them feel important to the growth of the company. Whenever you have to manage a group of people, bear in mind how they feel is pivotal to achieving your goal. Manage how the team works, not just who is on the team. Create a good system and watch everyone commit to it. Chapter 7. There are no limits to the things you can do, so do not put your mind in a box. From what toothpaste brand to buy at the store to which project needs immediate funding, you will have to keep making decisions. To make a choice, you need to predict the future. In doing so, there may be a tendency for you to get many things wrong because no one knows the future. Dealing with this uncertainty requires skills, and one of such skills is probabilistic thinking. Probabilistic thinking is the ability to hold numerous contradictory outcomes in your mind and estimate their chances of occurring. You need to question assumptions as they come so that you can make the right decisions. Your beliefs have a higher chance of being right when exposed to a wide range of experiences. The iconic good, bad, and ugly. Even when the experience is hard, it will help you in forecasting the future more accurately. There are so many ways to view the future. Create multiple scenarios and possibilities, and see the future in more ways than one. Your forecast of the future will not be 100% accurate, and you might end up making wrong decisions. But with more practice, you can increase your chances of being right. Good decision-making is contingent on a basic ability to envision what happens next. Charles Duhigg. Chapter 8. Be creative with your ideas. Doing the same thing over and over again will only give you the same results. You can't keep recycling the same old techniques for different situations. You need to be inventive with your answers to problems. Creative people are people who have learned to pay more attention to problems and how they have been solved previously. They know that being scared is a good sign because it affords them the opportunity to trust themselves and let the creativity out. Creativity can't be reduced to a formula. At its core, it needs surprise, novelty, and other elements that cannot be planned to seem fresh and new. Successful people have learned to be innovative by applying the following steps. Transfer knowledge. No knowledge is a waste. Previous knowledge can be combined with new knowledge. Try everything to achieve a goal. Understand your experience. Pay attention to how concepts and ideas make you feel. Recognize when you are panicked or stressed. This is a sign that something new is happening. Often, anxiety is what pushes us to see an old idea in a new way. Be careful. The relief that accompanies a new idea or breakthrough can be fulfilling, but can also prevent you from moving forward and seeing other alternatives. To be innovative, you cannot afford to think within the box. You need to do extra. Think beyond what you are used to. This is how you achieve extraordinary results. The relief accompanying a creative breakthrough, although sweet, can also blind us to seeing alternatives. Chapter 9. Take your time, understand what you need to do, then go ahead and do your best. With the internet now a major part of our lives and the tremendous growth in technology, we consume a huge amount of data daily. Processing all this information effectively becomes important because you're at risk of information blindness. Occurs when you are unable to take advantage of a lot of data if the information isn't correctly managed. If utilized accurately, data can make our lives more fruitful and less stressful, our diets healthier, and our schools more effective. Understanding and absorbing data can be done easily in the following steps. Break data into smaller pieces. Large pieces of information can be difficult to understand and may seem ambiguous. Learn to break them into the smallest possible units. Transform data into something new. Whenever a new situation arises, transform it into something new. Make sense of all the data that comes at you every day and try to create something unique from it. Your choices in life determine how much success you will make, so see every situation as a new opportunity to learn and make a change. We live in a time when data is abundant, inexpensive to analyze, and easy to translate into action than ever before. Smartphones, digital databases, websites, and apps make information to be easily accessible. But it only becomes beneficial if we know how to make sense of it. Conclusion. Ordinary people do ordinary things, but you do not want to be ordinary. You want to be successful, so you need to go the extra mile. The secret to becoming smarter, better, and faster is doing what other people will not think to do and considering the small things. These seemingly small things can change your life. Productivity is about identifying choices that other people often overlook. The way you choose to see your own life, the stories you tell yourself, and the goals you push yourself to spell out in detail. The culture you establish among teammates, the ways you frame your choices and manage the information in your life. Productive people ensure that they make choices most people are content to ignore. Productivity emerges when we become deliberate about thinking differently. It doesn't suggest that every action is efficient, nor does it mean that waste will never happen. In fact, sometimes creativity is born out of tension. Also, occasionally, a misstep is the most significant footfall along the path to success. But in the long run, if you learn how to identify certain choices that might not be obvious to many, then you can become smarter, faster, and better as the time goes on. Anyone can become more focused, more creative, better at constructing their goals and making smart decisions. Teams can be educated on how to learn more from mistakes or use anxiety to their advantage, or use misspent hours as lessons that gets them closer to their goals. You can be successful. You have everything you need. Try this. Write these 8 secrets: motivation, teams, focus, goal setting, managing others, decision-making, innovation, and absorbing data, and place them somewhere visible. Be more conscious of your decisions and measure your daily progress using the SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound approach for your stretch goal.